or what your salary is when you retire, because you're not pulling FICA and 401k contributions and AFLAC and UEA dues or NEA dues and all of that good stuff. Okay. So Jessica, throw a salary out there.
55,000.
And are these people ready to retire, or what? How many years do they have left?
15 years left.
And of that 55,000, if we use the calculation of 80%, we need 44,000 divided by 12. We need 3,666 a month. Right? Good?
Yes.
80%. Right. So now what happens is we have to figure out what that goal is. So, what do we want to calculate what 55,000 is in the future, or do we want to scare them with that? Or do we just want to go with the calculation in today's money? Probably today's money, just to be safer. Because if you throw out, oh, you're going to be making 120,000 your first year of retirement, they're going to be like, oh, great, I'm set. But they don't realize that that's only equal to 44,000 in today's money.
Yeah, I used the 1.5 million or whatever we did the other day, 1.2 million to 300,000.
Right.
But that's just because I wanted the meeting. It's just like, look, I'm gonna be a real turd to you right now. I'm just telling you.
So in Utah, if we go to URS, Preston, if we say it's tier 1, you're going to take 55,000, and you're going to times that by 0.02 times by 30. Right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to times that by 0.93 because they're going to choose option 3.
55,000 times 0.02 times 30.
Yep.
Times
0.93 because they're going to choose option 3.
Okay.
And what's that number?
76,725.
That's not what I got. 55,000 times by 0.02 times by 30. Times by 0.93 because they're choosing option 3.
30,690.
You go URS tier 2 just because. You're going to go 55,000. Times by 0.015 times by 30 times by 0.93.
23,000.
Yep.
17.
Does that one leave more to their beneficiary or something?
It continues on, yeah.
Okay.
Jess, what does Percy do?
You times by 0.02 times their years times their highest salary for 3 years.
So 55,000 times what?
How many years they've worked
Which would be 30.
times their salary, or times 0.02. So like the same thing as option 1.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
But then you're gonna probably times it by 0.93 again if you're gonna take the option that passes on to your beneficiary.
Right. Yeah, so they're pretty much, yeah, they're like the
So
exact same.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Social Security is going to be calculated by advices. Okay. So how this works is you're going to look at, say that they're going to retire at age 58. All the way to age 100, they're going to be getting 2,557, right?
Yes.
A month. Pre-tax. Good?
Okay.
And then from age 70 all the way to age 100, they're going to get Social Security, which we'll have to figure out, right? So what we have to fill in is we have to fill in age 58 to 70. And both of you are good why you don't file Social Security now and you wait till age 70?
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the exact number, but yes, I get it.
The break-even point is age 80. If you're going to live past 80, you should claim at age 70. If you're going to die before 80, you should claim at 62. So like my dad, who has had 2 bouts of cancer and is diabetic and doesn't take care of himself, I was like, yeah, claim it as soon as possible, right? So health kind of goes into it too, right?
Okay.
So like the client last week, we're putting this together for her, and her spouse is bipolar. I'm like, probably ought to claim it quicker than later, right? So if we go, they need, what they're used to is 3,666 a month, right?
Yes.
So 3,660 minus, or 3,666 minus 2,557.
1109.
1109. And that's your gap, right?
Yeah.
Good, Jess?
Yep. I'm recording this. That's why I'm quiet.
Oh, okay. So if that's my gap per year, I've got to calculate that. So I'm going to use my financial calculator. And I'm going to do the times value money. So, Jessica,
Okay, Trace.
you want to calculate it? Take a stab at it?
Yeah. Do you want me to go on my calculator?
Okay.
I'll just put my present value. Okay, go ahead and type EMT, future value, Annual percentage. Period. Okay. So what would the calculation be, do you think, Preston?
I just don't know if the present value is that 3,300 number or the 2,500 number.
What we want to do is we want to calculate how much do we need to get, how much do we need to save to have enough to pay out 1,100 a month. So let's just talk through it then.
Okay.
What are we trying to, what numbers do we know?
The present value, the payments, and the periods.
So the payment is going to be a negative 1109. Actually, it's going to be positive because it's coming to us, right? It's not going to the bank.
Okay.
When we're done, how much money do we want to have in the bank?
Stop, please.
After we spent our 1,109 a
Clear.
month,
I need you to stop.
how much do we want to have left over?
Okay, stop. Go watch your iPad. Okay.
Probably zero.
Okay.
Probably zero because you want to have all your money spent, right? Good.
Yeah.
And then our interest rate, we're going to put 8. And our period is we have from 58 to 70 to spend that money. So we have 12 years. So how many months is that? 144?
Yes.
So then what are we solving for?
Present value.
Our present value, right? Because we're going backwards. So if you put those in,
Don't we need to do the 1109? Doesn't that need to be the yearly amount?
it depends at the bottom if you put monthly or yearly. So
Okay.
if this is calculated in months,
This
This
is
will be
calculated
months.
events. Okay.
if this is calculated in years, this will be calculated in years.
Okay.
Now, if you can do months, months are more detailed because it's going to calculate that you are earning 8% on that money as it goes out, right? Where if you put it annually, it's going to calculate that that large payment comes out every January.
Okay.
What'd you come up with?
So I have both. I have annually and monthly.
Okay, so what's your monthly? So we're going to use monthly, right? Because we're taking a monthly payment. So what's your present value that you calculated?
102,452.
Yep. So that's how we calculated our gap. So this is our need, right? So we have this because it's our payment. We have this because we want to be spent down. We have this because we know our interest rate and we know the time. Right?
Okay.
Good, Jess?
Yeah.
Okay, so now how do we fill that gap?
So now
We need, what's our present value?
102, 452.
In our new calculation, what's our
Oh,
present
zero.
value going to be? 0, right? Because today we have no money in our bank account. What's our payment going to be?
We don't know.
We don't know. That's what we're solving for. What's our future value?
102, 452.
Yep. And what's our periods?
144.
No.
We don't have 12 years?
No, you said you had 15 years.
Yeah, because now we're doing it. What we have to save for the 12 years, right?
And we're saying earlier we said they had 15 years until they retire. Right? At the very top.
Yeah.
So now we're saying, okay, in 15 years, how much do I have to put away to get to 102?
So in 180. Or in 80 months, right?
So 180, yep. Are you good with that, Jess?
No, because the last one we did 144, right?
We did because we were like, this one is calculating from 58 to 70, right?
Okay. Oh, but this
Now
one
we're
we
saying
have 15 years to get there.
15
Okay.
years because we have 15 years to
save.
until we, yep,
Okay.
exactly.
I get it now.
Yeah. So if you run that calculation, because I haven't typed them in,
$296.07.
and that's going to be a negative, right? Because that's going into the bank.
Yeah. Calculator makes it way easier than the one Warren had us using.
Yep. The one that Oren has you using is like the official.
Yeah. I hate that one. My mom, that's still to this day the only calculator she uses. It makes everything way more complicated. I don't know why.
Yeah. So we good?
Yes.
Now understand this is all pre-tax, right?
Yeah.
So the only thing that can bite you in this is if they tell you how much they need in bills and you don't add the tax into that, because the bill number up here that they gave us is probably pre-tax or is probably post-tax, right? How much they need in their bank account. So we would go 3.3666 times by point what?
78.
Nope, that's going to decrease it. That's going to be if this was pre-tax, how much we want. But now we want to add taxes back in.
Yeah. Negative.
No.
1.1.
Yep.
1.2.
1.22.
2.2.
Just because you doubled it? Hold on.
Because
where am I going wrong then?
I'm trying to take this number and add taxes, which is 22%, back into it.
Okay.
But we never took the taxes out, did we?
Well,
No,
if you ask
he's
me
just
how
saying
much
that's
money
the
I
number.
need, if you ask me how much I need in my bank account to pay my bills at the beginning of the month, am I going to give you a pre-tax number or a post-tax number?
Post.
Post. So then I have to add pre-tax back into this. Right?
I don't get it.
Okay.
So I'm saying that's right now, and he's like, Preston, how much do you need in here to pay all of your da 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 da? I say 3,666. So if we're going to use that same number going forward, Chris has to factor in that, hey, this is coming out of a check that's already been taxed. So we
Right.
need to go back and figure out how much is the tax, because
Or,
that's not really the
right.
number.
Right.
I don't know how to put it in words, but I get what you're saying. Where's my stupid AI tool? Let's see if he can put it in words.
There you go. Or the other option that you could do is you could just say this number is pre-tax, right? And then you would say 3,666.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to go over Y 1.22 again?
No.
You're good? Okay, so where this is going to throw a wrench is when we come in. To use pre-tax. If you're going to use pre-tax, all the numbers need to be pre-tax, right? If this is post-tax, then all my numbers need to be post-tax.
Okay.
Good? Two, 557, start at 58. Present value monthly payable for life, inflation. This is kind of where you have to say how much do you think they have in their 401k? Because Jessica, you're gonna have a different number than us.
I'm gonna have $0.
Wow.
How long have they been teaching for?
15?
Or they have 15 left?
Right, so if they're a tier 1, then they've been teaching 15 and they have 15 left.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah. That's not the case in most people I've come across lately. If they make it to 30 years, it's going to be by the grace of something. I had a meeting with a lady on Friday, and I just begged her. I was like, listen, I can't tell you what to do, but she's on year 16. I was like, just make it to 20. You'll thank me. I swear. Just please go 4 more years. I'm sorry you hate it that bad, but please go 4 more years.
So you got to take the so this is earnings, so it's going to just use the $55,000 income, and then that's how it populates this, right? So you would take your 49,000 right there, and you would divide that by 12. Which is 4,000 a month, right?
Yep.
Which if we show them that, then they're going to say, great, I'm set, right? But remember that 4,000 is in a future value. So if we go back to our calculator, we have to calculate what $4,000 is with inflation taking it off.
Do you want the exact 491 or just this?
Might as well be exact for fun, right?
Okay. 4,091. The payments.
So you have your present value, BMT, future value, percent, period. What's your present value?
4,091.
Is that our present value?
That's our
'Cause that's
future value because that won't start till 70, right?
right. Yep. So what's our payment?
the 4,091?
Nope, that's our future value.
So we don't know.
So our payment is 0. Because we're just trying to calculate what inflation is on it. So our future value is going to be the 4,091. And then in advices, we said that it was going to grow at 2.5%. Now you've got to calculate 70 years minus 12 because we're going back to 58 minus 15 because we're putting it in today's dollars. So what's that?
43.
70 minus 37?
So 43. Okay. Now are we going to put the 43 into months to have the most accurate?
Yes.
So times that by 12, so it's 516.
$1,397.81.
There you go.
Okay, I think I need to do this before the next time we do this. I need to write to solve for this, leave this 0, to solve for this, leave this 0. And then
Sometimes it's easier to say, what do we know?
Yeah, I know. Just otherwise I'm going to keep asking you and asking you.
Now, otherwise, Preston, what you could do is you could put 4091 as your present value with a negative.
Okay.
But then what you would do is you would make this a negative 2.5%.
Okay.
Because we're going backwards. We're not going future, we're going backwards, right?
That sounds more like the Preston way. Do it all backwards.
Right? But that's why I say, like, it's easier to go here.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
then you're thinking, okay, I know what the future value is, I know what the percent is, I know what the periods are, I know that we don't make payments to inflation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then this is what we solved for, right?
Yes.
So now if we go back up to here, we're going to change this to 1272. Calculate that just to show. From age 58 to 70, they'll be getting what?
Their pension.
And
This gap.
yep.
If they chose
So
to
what's
fund
those
it.
two calculated together?
38.29.
Huh?
38.29.
There you go. No. 2557 plus 1109, 3666. Okay.
I did the 1272.
Oh, you're good. And then you go 2557 plus 1272, 3829. So if these guys put away how much money?
96.
What was it? 296.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Then they will meet their amount for bills a month until the age 100. Well, actually, they could live to 120 and they'd be covered.
I feel like anything past 93, Kel's better be shooting me. Just run me over.
Okay, I know. I'm a little confused. Why did we do the Social Security by 43?
Because we are trying to figure out what Social Security would be into today's dollars.
In 43 years? Because that's when they'll be taking it?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Okay, that's just what my question was.
Yep, that's why.
Okay. No, I think I'm good.
Good.
Preston, what's your number?